Hey everyone, this is Ryder from Skip. I hope you're doing well. It's Saturday, June 20th, and I have a very quick video on news that came out yesterday from the Treasury Department that they will be providing transparency on who has received PPP loans. This is big news. It doesn't apply to every small business, so I'm going to get into who it applies to. And at the end of this video, I'm also going to share a new limited grant program for small businesses and how to apply in 2 minutes for that. So if you stay tuned for this quick 5-minute video, I'll show you how to sign up for that at the end. But to the important news, this has been called for several weeks by many small businesses. And the reason for this is, if you recall, back in April and May, when the first PPP round of funding was snatched up very quickly by many businesses, but mainly large corporations. These were the ones that were criticized, and other larger, quote, larger small businesses. And many of the smaller guys were shut out and couldn't receive funding. Now that's not a problem, and obviously, if you still need PPP loans, as I've said in my other videos, you can still apply. There's still over $100 billion left in the PPP bucket. And I'll leave a link to that and some information and a link to our last video on the PPP loan forgiveness. But the bottom line is that now we will have transparency as to who's received this money, which is incredibly important. So here's the press release the Treasury put out yesterday. Basically, here's what Secretary of Treasury Steve Mnuchin said. I am pleased that we have been able to reach a bipartisan agreement. He's the one that's been resisting for weeks and weeks on disclosure, which will strike the appropriate balance of providing public transparency while protecting the payroll and personal income information of small businesses, sole proprietors, and independent contractors. So I guess that was the flip side. By disclosing this, it signals what businesses have applied, assuming that they need the help, right? He goes on, actually, the SBA administrator goes on to say, we value transparency and our fiduciary responsibility to ensure American taxpayer funds, of course, are used appropriately. This responsibility goes together with the steps we are now taking to provide needed public information while protecting entrepreneurs' personally identifiable information, such as a home address associated with their business loan. Okay, so here's what's going to be available. And there's no timeline for when they're going to make this available, but I would expect in the next couple weeks, especially because people have been calling for this for a while. So the SBA will disclose the business names, addresses, the NAICS, that's the industry, the business industry, codes, zip codes, business type, demographic data, nonprofit information, job supported, and loan amount ranges for the following buckets. Basically, any loan over $150,000. Okay, and these categories account for 75% of the loan dollars distributed. So for loans below 150,000, business names, addresses, etc. won't be released, but they'll be released in the aggregate based on zip code and by industry and by business type. You'll still be able to do a lot with that if you're wondering about the breakdown by area and industry and business type, how they were distributed. You can still do that for these smaller businesses. And of course, this is the long tail. The majority of businesses received smaller loan amounts, PPP loan amounts. Again, they link to this, which I reported on earlier this week, the actual very high level of PPP loans distributed, over 4.5 million loans distributed, over $512 billion that have come from over 5,000 different lenders and banks. So now I just want to end on this. We'll be announcing this to a wider audience next week. So here's why this is important. We have a supportcovidrecovery.com initiative to help hundreds of thousands of small businesses, since we've been helping so many people track their loans. And here's a preview of the page, and we've had thousands of businesses already list. Now everyone who lists their business here is entered to receive a $250 grant. We have a limited number of these. And again, if you took a PPP loan, this is not significant for you, but we are trying to do a number of things. One of the things is we're trying to support small businesses and give consumers the confidence that they are taking thoughtful actions to stay safe upon reopening. So basically, businesses have the option of putting down whether social distancing is in place, masks are required, where people should visit them in person on their website, their opening status. And we have this in over 40 regions. And one of the things we'll do is be promoting these businesses through our channels and through our partner channels, and allow consumers and individuals to not only show their support, but also donate. Okay, so these are free listings. Every entry here is entered to get a $250 grant. There's a limited number based on availability, but we do want to do everything we can to support businesses. And if you're not tracking your EIDL loan yet on Skip, if you are, first of all, you can sign up. There's a link right on your dashboard, and you can create a business listing. It takes about a minute. But if not, you can go to this link, helloskip.com/VIP-invite. I'll put it in the description. Quickly sign up here, check that you're interested in the COVID updates, create a free Skip account. Then when you create your account, you'll be able to click the link to create a free business listing, and you'll be entered. So that's it. Again, we're really excited to be doing more to help, and here are some of the regions we'll be adding in the coming days. But one of the things is it gives businesses complete control over what efforts they are doing specifically to help stop the spread, flatten the curve, and basically keep the infection rate on the downward trend so we can all get back to our new normal. So thanks again for watching and for subscribing. As always, stay safe and be well.